Yama Kwaba, Efamra, Big Jam Jubedi so on Adom TV. Live on DSTV channel 280, Go TV channel 119. Multi TV, Digibox, and say live and so on. Yes, streaming on all our social media platforms, from Facebook to YouTube. Oko Facebook a search for Adom TV Extra. Adom TV Extra. YouTube ye Adom TV. Follow me on Facebook at Kwasi Kwarteng-6. Kwasi Kwarteng-6. Eti Yagusu enkomo ya ye the ahead of NPP presidential primary year baso January 2026. Enti fortunate for us and then so yeah well the spokesperson to Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong. Oye mrenimni Chiremra oye communicator. Waya banka samafo at education ministry in Spain. And that's why here still say a national communication team member of the New Patriotic Party. He did a Kwasi Kwarteng. Council Bokode.
Say, minko baby me in pajama say that. I don't pay the ones on pajama. Once they ask and touch him for the double call. So, yeah, said you, we will be a free banner.
Yeah.
I will be a my background will be free banner. Me 2001. I was very young then.
Okay.
I think I was 8 then. No corona. Awama. It take 22 years. Me Ministry of Education.
Yeah.
And Zana me ska koyo hwe na akoto.
Wow.
Just the tomb, the basic as tomb no.
Sure.
Ndiye no baby free no. Ekwan wo na baby free no so awa. So ewa heya obatewa.
Ewa.
Aha ndi the boko ndi wa pejama no busy. Mo gam eh. Me nimi se mo post baby visa. Wa bo be for.
Kwasi Kwarteng the Esquire. Campaign mo ye.
Campaign here.
Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, what to say?
Oh, Ken hoye. Apomuden wo ho. Like I said, Juma no na eyeden. It's tedious.
Okay.
Because you are looking at about 76 constituencies. Yeah. Over 200,000 delegates. A book also no. I also question to me a day. If you're more. So it's very tedious, it's very stressful. Over kaya no edika ye. Bono ahafo Western North NHA or breaking kakra call US Sukushia team Nibia or NHA Modebe balloting. The idea is like Kwaba. But here is what Kosaba. And then the one time one day, no year preco. And the Napa Wachana say no what started Savannah.
Okay. No,
I had the northern regions and also 5 northern regions, also I had a Nawaba. It's good. One is capital intensive. It's also very stressful in terms of physically and to drain you. Yeah. Because Kasa Juma and they are trying to convince over 200,000 people. Yeah. Even though won't even convince you of piano. But the idea is to sell your message to majority of them. Sure. And Yeguso is very well ongoing here. Next year.
So campaign message, to say, looking from, I think the last contest was 2023. Yeah, from now till now, I can say, campaign message need to say the same campaign message, and now anima is sent. We are following the trend.
Oh, Ken, a campaign message here, Tiawa. Is anchored on no mam you know. The edika say. Obetimaji to me a day. I'm a party.
Okay.
Say yeah, kind of crash here. Ordinarily no. 2028 is not where a history of voting pattern, and then might be able power. Emra watana power. Be a 8 years yina cycle na yana. Ordinarily 2028 and any can say MPP a day. If you are being very honest to ourselves.
Okay. Like during the 8-year cycle.
8-year cycle. Let's say kind of history. 1992 about be about 8 years no corner.
Okay.
Into 2028, if we are making a case to say, you can't jepa dia, na you hear obia or Sako could draw. I will be to my day, because NDC, even though Mahama will not be there, after 4 years, Omunyemu tra sa day, MIA. And here, seminar say we need obia a very strong candidate, obia party for near the agility, obia Ghana for near the agility. We say, a kajidia, a independent because somebody has been marketed. Obi marketed. But at the end of the day, you can marketing for a genidia. The marketing will then translate into acceptability. Okay. And nipa yede ejinitum. and marketing say visibility. So baby ano, I say you share the difference between visibility and acceptability. Visibility is a presence, but I don't just say that you talk, you na ajiwatum. But marketability say but nipa yede ajiwatum. That is the difference between Ken and the other candidates. So he can nipa be brede ejinidi. Oh, you say Ken dey, you say Ken dey, but obi a say Ken dey already or kanokre. Obi a say oh Ken dey wakokudru. Obi a say Ken dey o dey adwuma ma no obey. Obi a say Ken dey o hwe the track record the nyuma obi bia or ka oyede oyo. So 2028 is about that courage. 2028 is about nipa wakokudru betima yede akwajitima yede amai. And I'll tell you what Ken will not do in 2028. So Nyankopon pa na ekoto abana Ken candidate in 2028. Say easy ma 72 hours. At no point to Ken back to say after 24 hours wajaye dey atum. No. He will fight till the end. Onye nkukuntum. He will not even go ahead of easy. Or he will fight till the end and make sure so be protecting no protect also the pieces and also the members of parliament. And also one important thing a market message party for no jia tumuye. We know him to be fighting for the grassroots. Now grassroots is all fighting for Mokeke. You are fighting for them in what area, in what aspect. And in the case of Ken, what Ken is going to do, say Nyankopon pa na party for no ede eneba obeye no mamienu obe create nyuma obeni ha ho hia me pa nyuma no jobs for one more certificate and also create jobs for non-certificate holders, which is also very crucial. Because one here yes party for buy but at the end of the day buy so we need certificate in the MO. So Ken is going to create two kinds of jobs, one for certificate holders and almost any certificate. And I me pursue idea on my Facebook or on my Twitter. One idea is we saw Sadeba. So now you know you may be, and in his private life and his private capacity, and one already or you will say the faith-based organizations, the religious-based organizations. Sorry, mosques, those community associations and religious associations. Instead, say who almost sorry, Ken, I dream Paul mom say. Or be show much a partner and they will also be operating businesses. And sorry, yes. And you back me crew say Domia. Say Domi Presbia, who say be a show massy, maybe you might be in show factory. Domi Hona say, or work to me recruit 20. And that Domi SDA. No, say a show massy, it be almost so more the logistics and the resources. So be a presby for some more Sasaka or more office be kakra. And to be a farmer who's be a wash easier for it, no most be a almost yet we plantation we Roman for now a banner partner no most say assuming with that meeting say Dominquano, yeah, sorry, Marco 20. I'm talking about the denominations. No, be at me recruit 20 of or 100 church members as a 20 times 400. Dominquano created 400 jobs. And that is a vision Ken is coming with. If you ask me, then I can be I'll tell you in 3 very statements or phrases. Ken is going to create jobs, Ken is going to create jobs, and Ken is going to create jobs. And one thing over.
Okay. And you go share delegates now. Now say or moving from this phase to the national phase.
Yes.
Jobs now no catch delegates.
Yes. And also obey to me some party for. Let me say ordinarily 2028, if you are talking about the natural order of things, it's not for MPP.
Okay.
NDC will also want to even break the 4. And repeat the usual 8-year pattern. Okay. I mean, chances are that a Julius and I say, I see you. But as my Kenyan say, one more bar, one banner. They will not want to leave power. What I say, after 4 years, and who he will be on your or could do for. Okay. Who he will be in a near day, I will be to me on my day. After so said, within a space of 4 years, my bad year. But it's not John Mahama who is going again. It's a new candidate in our day, Oba. And 2 new faces in India, and not there or no Agyapong but try day. So he's also going to win power because we say George there Kenya say if you don't have power, I say obviously candidates obviously or rich ideas or superior ideas, obviously or ideas and pragmatism. If you don't have power, say ideas in your emphasis be any day. Because ideas never can them until day.
So can better G2 media ma NPP going to the 2028 elections? When Amman Fufu is even 2024 election, a constituency or JMO Edema NPP candidate, point me and
I think that one you say much for any entire say. Okay. So the popularity of a candidate matters in every election. Assin Central ha. First you can assign off the account.
Yeah.
Okay, on my back sema 96 na Kenya day. If I get the facts or the figures, the year right, 96 no or buy. Proud to that, no, yeah, we need it.
Okay.
Or buy na party for no, and then Ghana for no ne or no constituency for sa say day, a 12 by day, Emma. Okoya said 24 years. Then he stepped out. Or step out no, and a party near day, Lucy. It should signal you one thing that sometimes no. And yet, party no for day, a 12 by day, a man. But a certain individual, the influence acquire in terms of our constituency, a was a same party no. Or party for no, a NASA Ghana for a NASA constituency for a 12 by day. I give you one example. In the case of Akufo-Addo, okay, the bra. Akufo-Addo now why the highest office I know occupy a minister of foreign affairs and the attorney general, right? Yeah. No one vice president for the past 8 years. And I was a vice presidential candidate for 8 years. 16 years within the space, and he was not really at the helms of affairs, controlling things. In terms of visibility, yes, he was there, but now on you be a hold be a bit immediate, a benchmark and a judge. Yes, so Akufo-Addo's popularity in the history of MPP, we need the first round of election. Okay, 2008. Yeah. He won with over 100,000 votes difference. Actually, and the court time, round of a went to Mania, he needed some 0.24%, and no anchor ya a. So okay, so when Akufo-Addo win in 2016, or perform the 4 years in 2020. Na nipa Ghana for we say oh MPP there o ma anya ade what the Ghana for kan almost Akufo-Addo ya ade but the microphone anya dey amwa no okay and people then started saying say 4 more for Nana. I don't know man can say 4 more for MPP because Nanado's popularity was so high then. Even after 4 years, oh yes, Nanado buy, or about Take Galam say, yes, Nanado buy, banks are good. Yes, so Ghanaian says so Nanado there, or you had an appointees in Anya day. One. So she also gives you an idea and a clue say Nanado's popularity then in 2020 in a coalition. So to the sense as a medicine, to the sense that Nanado crowd in 2020 about to acquire Sakoto and crowd, you vote to know as our course. So okay, now 2016 we have 5.8 million. Okay. But then he moved to 6.7 million in that very short space of 4 years, So the point I want to say is the popularity of a candidate matter. Yeah. The people were voting for Agyapong, they were not voting for the party. When Ken left, the people felt say, well. Now they are also on dreamers and say a lot of them crown Kotoama a presidential candidate. One Kotoama presidential candidate when you home was higher at my pieces because election concurrent. Yeah. Interestingly, in the public 345,000 plus, one crowd of ballot center who one more or to my pieces and still voted for our president, voted against our presidential candidate. So when people say, oh, I don't know, Ken Intimania Assin Central, it's a very simplistic logic that one, Ken's popularity was what was sustaining Assin Central sitting. O free mono, Nkofoni Phyllis or Moon O party in the shade. Secondly, the presidential candidate in the Koyan or underperforming. Nkofoni will require Uncle Twama and Umpo what to my pieces.
So I could see when you check leadership, it shouldn't always be evolved around Kwasi Kwarteng. So say Kwasi Kwarteng in the nothing moves.
Yes.
And then the leadership style of Honorable Kennedy or any Agyapong, if Sequoia's only what they are, Assin Central MPP, quote unquote, is dead.
No, but you see, you also have to look at it from the dynamics. Okay. Senko for Pawasema. Okay. Again, Akufo-Addo, in 2016, we have 5.8 million. Yeah. 2020, we have 6.7 million. When Akufo-Addo left the scene, and then Akufo-Addo anyama, yay. Then why am I MPP in terms of so board of Tabamiam winning election? Yes, so we had 4.16 million. Remember? So which means the people, the party no, Akufo-Addo and Taban or the other day, or the DSC no the other day, you move. It didn't mean Akufo-Addo am working another day, but also means Nipa ne be a denabano party for any day, and entum. Enti Nipa, for instance, be a parliamentary party for the president and then. Our moon said this is not the Agyapong person. This is not Agyapong. The people felt that they were not obliged to vote for him. So it's not really about uniwa obinti minya de enyo. But it has more to do with free hono. What is the vacuum? Okay. What I say? And then I say more be arguing about say the Ken's popularity and the Ken's personality and it's the same thing. Akufo-Addo 6.7 million. Okay. Akufo-Addo leaves the scene in just a couple of months. Not even months, because it was still December 2024.
Yeah.
And our votes then reduced by 33% in the whole country. And even the southern regions, typically you realize that most of them are account regions,
MPP aligned.
Yes, MPP aligned. Or also say by 31%. Despite the fact that we had even our candidates from the north, also say by 16%. What are we talking about? Can you blame Akufo-Addo for that? You cannot, because his face was not on the ballot. Oh, party no one why they are here. You could you two party here in 4 years time. Party the say here. What I say? So the candidate matters. Nobody can convince me say the candidate does not matter. If you talk about DDEP, you cannot separate candidate in the coalitions, from DDEP. If you talk about dollar, maybe another dollar, you found 1:4. Na Muhammad Zarbeboa 4 to 17. You cannot say the candidate was not part. What I say? Sabra Napko Nanko to be 2 years, and you cannot tell me say the candidate was not part. But on Kaho, assuming without admitting so on Kaho, but at the Bonnie Bia and at the Bonnie DB on Kaho, but the Bia by the end of candidates in a year was in the government. It doesn't work that way. So I may person what I say candidates also yeah they a Kaho. Intimate for behind the day and two candidates in the year a coin also. But say as an analogy in the year there, why will you blame Akufo-Addo for Bahumia's loss? Why will you blame Agyapong for Obia on your contest election for the loss? It doesn't work that way. Let people be responsible for their actions and inactions.
Okay, this all share UT Venezuela. That's MPP presidential vote history from 1992 to 2024. I see 2 points. Okay, let me try and read from
so
here.
Yeah. Oh, first time, no. My member will
Okay.
In 92, no.
Okay.
So I'm saying MPP, you say Emma Dr. Baumianya the entraso. But the way me my chief for at assess in MPP, ni abako semo in the history of MPP, no. Obi a man akwenya man atwase bia no or demonstrate say obetimi e the votes na dey akwanimu. Okay. So the whole idea about second chance no is contingent on performance.
Okay.
Why anya dia intimi fa anya dey enkobio. Okay. And do you Adubo here the first time graph no onya 1.2 million. Now the one says Abraham Adubo here kra na Rollins no mo na transition from military era to constitutional rule. This Abre about to home and say pick ballot box so no money had those 92 then. Yes, to Dubai 1.2 million. When him said Dubai difference on Rollins was 1.1 million. I Dubai here on no far the party buy no. On only Rollins 1.2 million. Rollins between 1.1 million votes. Still better than what Dr. Bahawia lost on. Or no Yamana Nkobio. Party for honest or into my day. And then 96 they brought Kofo by or the vote share no 1.2 to 2.8 million, almost more than doubling it. Okay. And to me, Kofo him can say, even though have a vote to not call a name, ye were day, Ephraim. What I say, because he demonstrated the track record, say, waiting me be a day. Then Akufo the first time. Akufo the first time when you have 4.5 million. Okay, no crowd didn't make an we need in the first round. Okay. You caught time hoyer day and done.
So then fetch a graph video. I mean, say, but my graph nibium. So it means say Akufo-Addo maintaining Kufo voter or the Jan. That's 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.5.
Okay.
But you see, the difference is that even though maintaining Kufo vote or the Jan, if you want to compare the difference between Akufo-Addo and candidate Mills, then Akufo-Addo even beat candidate Mills by 100,000 votes.
Okay.
So he actually won the first round. And Akufo-Addo called this 6.7 jar, Dr. Bawumia. Now Dr. Bawumia takes 6.7 also by 33%. Okay. And you share a trajectory up, then maintain, up, down. You don't say the end also. And to go for so Dr. Bawumia, if you free her, or you so a not Nentia or a Cremonintia, nobody saying that. Nobody saying that. Nano Chairman suppose I'm so penny. Dr. Bawumia buy a trouble man. Not come for a party, but say a trouble by the Emano. Nobody is playing religious politics. We are not saying say it's not Dr. Bawumia because of an religion. Far from that. We are saying say normal, if you check the data, one performer, and based on that non-performance, yeah, the could be what because it took him a hammer 8 years, and okay. Let's say difference of 1.1 million votes with candidate Akufo-Addo in 2016. Yeah. And toward the 1.7, we are looking at about 13.6 to 14 years. All things been equal. That is why we need a fresh face. That is why we need a new face. In the spirit of revival, me quite sorry Presby. Presby, I'm sorry, I got that if it be in Kenya, esom. Ebu etimi fa prophet bi no aba so ne abede abaya so onu so bitimi konongo na akofa konongo sofo no ne dome fa abede abaya so enne bibia se bia dome sofo ro nya hadio no dome sofo no yade but there comes a time I'm pretty focused in so church to my day ehia after 16 years of being in the helms and leadership of the party, as a vice presidential candidate and also vice president of the party, Papa no wayebi and 100% wayebi. But baby a party need them. See, to me, padia, here will be a party for the other, ejinidi. Here will be a casa party for the other, 80. Na party for them fananko na 2020 intimidate enko win election. Okay,
so Kwasi Kwarteng kasaba for a day ma ora Kennedy or hine Agyapong ne twem komo ene anopai about the chances of Kennedy or hine Agyapong abra MPP for eko omaba to also in 2026 January. Was it good summer for kase? Yes, MPP lose the 2024 election way back in 2022.
Almost one kasa.
What is that party for them penny for be kase? Party that's more lose. Muluzu Abanokra way back in 2022.
Yes.
When things got out of hand.
Yes.
What it be said? Oh, so now can it mean blaming the Pabako?
Yes.
And it mean you need also very the Pabako. So collectively, do you think it's a part in this modro for 2024?
Yes, you see, my main concern, let's do it this way.
Okay.
In 2024 election,
yeah.
Assuming it was not Mahama and any other candidate bar for India, okay. And assuming it was also not Dr. Baumia, and let's say somebody like Chief Alan and the Koya Kadanamese was also changed. At the national level, no, you cannot be simplistic about your analysis and say it's a candidate in your encounter. But to be fair, ultimately candidate, ultimately in candidate so. But for instance, if it will be a on one campaign, it will be about not votes by day, or the Zongo votes by day, no few no more crying day, and how do you reconcile the two? Share Ubia party for about 345,000 of them, a Kotwaba, no more to my parliamentary candidate, but voted against the presidential candidate. How do you say a party? They are essentially say one more MP, presidential candidate. You buy a quarter out of 276 constituencies, 199 of them are to TR, your presidential candidate.
Okay.
Your 7 regions were when we need one constituency. How do you say that is the party? 7 regions, not even a single constituency. How do you say is the party?
Okay.
What I say, so yes, the party will take its responsibility, but the ultimate responsibility, especially over party for one more Kotoma pieces, one more presidential candidate, and in the history of your Ghana politics, this is the only first time pieces outperform in terms of the total voter share, the nominal values. This is the only first time since 1992 parliamentary candidates has outperformed the presidential candidate. Clearly, they didn't like the presidential candidate.
I said, I'm Kwasi Kwarteng, and my bet was good to be on Adom TV. Yeah, by see. Baby, na make us said I saw the Kwasi Kwarteng and I work with just and Commodia for NPP primary year basso. January 2026. When our quick messages here, we say, Kwasi, good morning. Please tell my brother Kwasi Kwarteng that he should stop this. Why didn't Kennedy use his popularity to campaign to retain a seat for the MPP in his constituency? You are making your preferred candidate look unblemished. Your loss should be collective responsibility. Isaac Mensah, anyway, a buyer. Now, another one, so here. Or say, someone said the MPP lost the 2024 election. Agyapong said MPP lost the election in 2024 in 2022. Was Baumia the flag bearer? NPP are thieves and stolen government lands. I will join the NDC to arrest them. The MPP has already lost power. You are going out of power. Did all this not affect the MPP in 2024? Kwasi, ask my brother, Kwasi Kwarteng. We should be fair in our campaign. Okay. This one too says, Kennedy Agyapong is the only man who can rescue the MPP in this dire moment. Dr. Baumia has done his best, but unfortunately, Ghanaians have rejected him outright. He shouldn't dare try again. Kwasi? Honorable Kennedy Agyapong.
Yeah.
Ghana for Penno as president. Ghana for Penno.
Yes.
Dear research na moya monsa Ghana for Kennedy or Agyapong as president.
say you need to step out and talk to Ghanaians.
Okay.
For instance, oko Chotroma, a day na Ghana for the eka. Almost Kennedy or kind of crest, some of the nearby day, ya beto. Oko sorry, a day na sorry America. MPP for one fake my day, yanto. A me muano, o de kukumase, maybe a boy see Tompa boy, then no moka. Chotro for then no moka. So one of the even tests in a research is also observation.
Okay.
Or observe when I was shot at the end of the door. And what makes Ken unique is say, the confidence and the trust people places in him. So maybe I don't know. It's not really about Obi or suit. Now, and the Solomon want to start a tetano. Now, a kola or near Fana Boyabo. Now, a camera banny a chat. Now, or a humble. Meanwhile, the person may not necessarily be humble. Who's a room higher misconstrue weakness with humility. And you will be at the second say, somebody who is so passionate about getting job done, almost kind of a temperamental. What I say, we are not presenting Ken because he's a spotless candidate, no, or any part, or on the strengths or on the shortcomings. But I'm saying, say, the basic character traits are a ibu of mine. Say, akukudro, discipline, patriotism, honesty. It has more to do with discipline. Maybe I'm say hey na papa back conference say Amakofi Boa also here 10 billion Minister for Lands and National also here $10 billion. We don't need $10 billion. It has all to do with enforcement issue. Is that the political will? And you'll be on the presidency better on the line.
It can't beat me a fight.
The issue. Non the party for kind of party for us. On one party for. On one party for is able to dare his party people and challenge them.
It's not the more reason here. Name a wee baby na MPP who nya corner for. If you want for some better about them MPP.
Say then more
second a support no akasa the party using quote unquote some unprintable words against the party.
I'm sure say
he was a member of parliament.
I'm sure say
on their ticket.
I'm sure say Ken me no a Wednesday. Insia Ken what the we ma me the fancy to me nua ba me na wonya nchen me po asem me o Ken na me di kaka. We are not saying he's a spotless candidate. Candidate, we have more character traits. Obi awo nedie.
Okay.
Say Dr. Bawumia, people think so humble.
Okay.
But then go for say, ultimately, ain't fair up decision.
So if he's weak.
If he's weak.
Okay.
And it depends on how you see it. In the case of Ken, as well Ken, I can argue Ken the party for the attempt. As what is the contest? The contest here, Obi is so passionate about getting results. Now, didn't see Kaya party na fitted timer. You take party no. Now if you were a party here the essay. Assuming with that admitting say Ken and some more catch a party no. 2 years ago, even prior to the election.
Okay.
It's a party ni fire. And can you be a Jina day? And no. Also more party for. Moon party for a phone for no. Those are the people you should take care of.
So how can Agyapong bring discipline to MPP when he himself some time ago Ejina Bontiaka party most candidate?
Make
okay.
What's the more party for? More party for. More and this is also a quite name but mind you, sir, as a more second party for a time. Yeah. I remember one instant. My main customer to me do not penny to me for I don't have his permission MP back to put his name out there. No, I say Ken defend or defend the party and then will be a day a issue against him. And you can see Okasa, yeah, not one man I will kakra.
Okay.
Because of boss no. Nipa okoma omo a mrebi na yi nyina ye bo no mu se o ken de on tremendous for ken de party ne say on twen and no be use against no then you say ken say MPP for Kwasi for what is asem
yeah
8 minutes tape and on ma ko twa be 1 minute 30 seconds but if you listen to the full tape this was the contest President Akufo-Addo opani e friend Gabi me nipa na no ko twa no ho asem be di atuo and I say Osafoma for the party in for a no share party for a work for Gabi fee. No mudding come a party wasn't. Him say Ore friend Osafoma for according to the records or make his comments be na Eden Town Tawaka Creba on superiority complexes between Agyapong for Assin Central. So then somebody picked the phone and on record in some normal day or more can party new. We know they come my pro NDC station, Accra FM, so more. Now or minim dear then the or pay. Then there is a feud between Mensia and the Agyapongs. Quickly, Akufo-Addo had to intervene by going to Mensia. Now, amania ne say obia no won nkoye no mu interest him say that was not the contest. So when I do see a party and you see the party say now can be no muntia. If you are Kwasi Kwarteng because oh nipa dia we here nyansa nyede anymore. But Ken as bold and courageous as he is back to say no. Let's look into the person's face. Nipa no ye no then ganje nipa ko say ade a we ye no jimisem. So it is not a case to say he was the DMP before Adom, but always contest is very important. Say the contest are one more MPP for HCIA or multi record or at the command station pro NDC station. Some cotton tape no, some year do that almost brought a feud between the Ashantis and the Agyapong and no from say Kwasi. But ya done no 8 minutes video, near for 1 minute 30 seconds. It's okay there, Omunipa. As of last and then we say was a second with disease of fast atom. Now, why no did it atom? What did you so far atom was dead? Me a praise be only the praise be a day as of atom. Hey, yes, Christo. About 2,000 years ago, Ora, I saw them who no musin tonto, and then Yamia sorry fee, and no mind. What did he do? He rebuked them. And the Ken only exemplified what Christ did 2,000 years ago. As of Obia no come as him. Say, be near Funk of Foy, near Jink of Japadi, near Jink of Forecast. And the charlatans hide under the umbrella of God. Then there was a Ken, a president, he has to go and apologize to them. You rather weaken him. Tinano, if you never also come and say, let Ken be Ken. Let Ken be Ken, so in say, be you and one and Yami, Mianka, no, or any part. And they cross some have buffer. Casano, and remember I say, Boko, because you also have to understand the culture of the people. Ghana is naturally a conservative. And yet, we be any team can say, you see a canon. But may critique a certain template that may weaken your leaders. You're humble, humility. Ghanaians are more interested in Nipa what track record so big critique jobs are more than who they think is humble or not humble. Ghanaians are more interested in that. Humility, road safety regulations, intimate enforcement, sanitation laws, intimate enforcement. We are not able to create jobs. Yeah, decent living. Go check it, a World Bank or more report. Say in about 10 years' time, about 1.2 billion job seekers. Out of that 1.2 billion job seekers, only 800 million, only 400 million of those jobs were this. 800 million of them anyhow. Over Ghana, unemployment rate 14%. One more year, the same World Bank will tell you, say, 80%, actually less than 3,000 cities. 3,000 Ghanaians was through. Now, when they try mobile, after we saw car, after we saw year there. Now, say you over years or so bonds, which are tight so you how do you live in your own country? The Ghanaian dream of being able to live in. How do you live such a decent life in Wyoming? And the memoir we are apply school Canada. One of school I'm just moko. Okwa no 20 mama asa na bibi. No akota Canada. Okwa no Ochuba. Na ya this year aye ahofo nkofo de ekroso in our own country. And then the Ghana Statistical Service will then tell you say 20% of Ghanaians are just terribly poor. Net ya emaimo. And the baby I drew it's not been about yes will be a gentle yes more gentle hey you're more calm you're more humble. Which problems has he been able to solve? The baby I drew we need somebody like Ken. We are not saying let Ken be Ken for the excesses, no we need, but we are saying that let Ken be Ken to be who he is in terms of the patriotism, in terms of the honesty, in terms of the discipline, in terms of nakukodro no find the emu omayano. One ojitumi, two create jobs. And the indiscipline of my own and your Juma Okena administration. So no, it won't work. That one I can assure you, it won't work.
Obviously, Agyapong, F1 people to be in Canasa.
I'm sorry,
or F1 people to be in Canasa.
Now, say, if you in recent times, for the past 4 years, I say, now 3-4 years or year, we need a new sort of at least from 2022 to 2023, but there is no person that has been vilified more than Ken. Look at how Bronya is treating him. That when I take party penny, you can have some say, let's call the guy to order. Consistently, minimum graphic is generally based in there. Every day, what did he ban at him? To the extent that he has a show, TV, our running party people follow. As to how he built it, nobody knows. And then I may catch on. People will say, who lead be a show or a humble, a super bia, or say, Obiachi, not yaki cancer.
Many so person cancer, Dr. Bob Yasha Bronya.
I don't think say San Mpensenpensenmu. Then Mpensenpensenmu can say there are sometimes on obi yadiena directly people feel say you are the ultimate beneficiary. As also a mark of leadership, you also come out and call the person
who is the ultimate beneficiary for Niabronya.
I will tell you who is not. Ken is not. I will tell you who is not. Ken is not the ultimate beneficiary of that.
So who is the ultimate beneficiary?
No, I will tell you who is not. But as for who is there, I leave it to the jury out there. So they are brought in or Yamaha. What I say? And the whole
because Honorable Kenny Abronya was special issue beyond
special
normal politics.
Special day or Pidano or Buano or Mana Quena Baby. And if you didn't free so a better tour by Yahuma, Ama by Yamakas. Special day. I said, Ben Intiminka. And then a young man, a chairman, gets up, opens up a TV station. Maybe on your secretary will be him. And then every Sunday, Bia has to attack a leading member of the party. Nobody cares.
Can I report it?
Oh, I don't think it's about. We are focused on our campaign. That's what I would say. We are focused on our campaign. Okay. A lot of that time, sometimes give time some time. Now, Umia, if there is any other test approved to be most consistent and most reliable, it's a test of time. So, Ken is focused on his campaign.
It looks as if the prophecies no somehow on your favor. Prophecies are Pia Bonteno. Muna share Prophet Bernard Chi with some of the prophecies now yet to your favor. Sometimes he defends the prophecy to the core, looking as if that's what personal interest be in Agyapong becoming president.
I elected not to respond to him because okay. Sometimes you also don't let politics cloud your wisdom. Normally, but the point is, Bernard, so as someone can say, no credit, send no credit. 31st, say, Ebeba. And Ebeba no, say, yes, my, no be any day, in we, Nini, won't be who, Tibanchina, and Jana Bede, a bachelor. What I say, you see, we are not banking our hopes on prophecies.
Okay.
Prophecies are 3 key characteristics. It can come to pass, it can delay, and it can fail. We a student of Bible's jurisprudence. You realize that even prophecies can fail. Okay. We are not banking our hopes on prophecies.
Honorable Ken, was she a prophet Bernard?
Yes, was she?
After sending up man.
Yes. Was she? I think it's a birthday in a man of friend or Chiano. Okay. Yeah, it's the team who made that decision.
Okay.
You know, Ken is not really a prophetic person. Or a Methodist. I know the Methodists are the Protestants. Yeah, I see this, I saw this, I heard. Because Munipano, yes, I need too much. What
the prophecies needy?
I would say, yes, to some extent. Because you see, as a Christian, the Bible says that believe in my words and believe in my prophets. What I say. You can't be a Christian only prophecy at the end. The only prophecies coming from fake prophets. What I say. If there is anything like genuine, there is also fake.
Sure.
Yeah, or white or black. Other than that, there wouldn't be any mention point. And you will be an abrabo and then an amount to and fatal kind of manipulations. That's why he doesn't believe in them. But I mean,
Prophet Bernard's spiritual assignment be to do on your behalf?
No, we've met him at our level. Say it was public. Make rather me any mood
okay.
Anna the birthday so no Ken. Yeah, my Ken yeah, their friend. I mean, you know, Ken star Ken yeah as of them. Okay. By any friend. So on we share Bernard birthday on I mean so on so any part. Sometimes you also have to use the human interface. Okay. And of course it's not only Bernard. And now also Pambabeka. Beneza. We've even at our level, the team's level, we meet men of God. But the point is that we are not banking all our hopes on prophecies. We are not banking all our hope on prophecies. We are going to work. Yene form of for kasa ebu kwaso ahobrase kwaso kasa de kwaso kasa tene kwaso ye momo hu ade konti e de ken ba ye de ebebo aye
ya mempam se ken na wini obemu show down na
but Ken has the record say when wini about Dr. Baumia. Maybe the reverse should rather be say Dr. Baumia wini and experience the shock in 31st obey day because Ohekena he has that track record. Okay. So Lusu 2023 no. The following day he was on Baumia's campaign. Okay. But I am very confident he won't lose. He will win and will reclaim the party.
Kwasi Kwarteng kasaba for the man. Ona what do ohene Agyapong. Pedi ba ko pre mampere dibre ewo NPP amanyoko. Midi dia Kwasi is yakopon ya admo china so ye another day of it. Because na share Adom TV. This is Big Dream Macron.